could it be that there is significant inflation of those numbers due to tourists that have been vaccinated and counted as part of Miami-Dade's total percentage? That's something that we'll definitely follow up on. On that particular note, he was also calling for the ability for employers to mandate vaccine passports. Aside from passports, we've seen increasingly employers mandate vaccines for their employees. Joel Patterson, workplace expert, joining us once again to talk about two of the biggies that have announced mandates, Disney and Walmart. Joel, thanks for taking the time with us.
Sure thing, Brian. Always good to be here.
All right, so Disney and Walmart in particular making the mandate. I mean, not only do they have such a huge footprint, you're talking about, you know, in excess of 100,000 people that are impacted by this. But this, it also seems to me to be a statement. What are you seeing right now in corporate America?
Well, first of all, for Walmart specifically, they have not yet taken the step of mandating it at the store level. So far, it's really the back office, the corporate stuff that are the employees that are required to do that. But they are encouraging people to get a vaccine, and I think there's no doubt that they're trying to get ahead of this in as simple a fashion as possible. But as always, over the last 18 months, nobody really knows how this is going to progress. And really, if you just step back and you look at this straight from a business perspective, the number one thing, no matter what industry you're in these days, it seems, the number one issue is employee recruitment and retention. And so this vaccine issue just further complicates Walmart, Disney, anybody else, how they interact with their employees, how they give them guidance on what to do or what not to do. And it's just creating another sort of friction point between an employer and their employees that they really don't want to deal with right now. And I think that they found that this is maybe the best baby step that they can come up with for the time being.
Joel's company is the Vested Group, the website thevested.com. Joel, at this point, do you think that more companies are going to continue to fall in line, especially as we continue to see cases with Delta surge?
Yeah, I think they're going to step back and wait and see what happens with Walmart and Disney first. And see how that is actually received. But if it's successful, then by all means, everybody's going to jump on board, no doubt about it. I don't think anybody really wants to stick their neck out there unless they're really forced to. But in certain areas, given the increase, your theories around the tourists that you were just mentioning are very interesting, and I'm sure there's other places in the States that would see that same sort of impact. But, you know, when Walmart, which is in every city in America for the most part, they've got to be cognizant of what's going on there. So, like I said, they haven't done the stores yet, but that is the next phase of this. They're going to start pushing that, and they're doubling the amount that they pay people to actually get the vaccine from $75 to $150.
Yeah, Joel, the one thing there does not seem to be is an appetite for lockdowns again. Certainly in Florida, I'm pretty certain that as long as Ron DeSantis is governor, they're not going to be coming. But outside of here, it seems like for the most part, government's staying away from that.
Yeah, well, I'm in Texas, so Texas and Florida tend to be in lockstep when it comes to that stuff. So not much is going to change here either. And I think that everybody is viewing that as the worst case scenario, and nobody has the appetite for it. I mean, the amount of chaos that's happened over the last year with business, whether it's a small business or big business, it's really tough to recover from. And people are starting to get back to that point. Last thing they want to do is pull the rug out from under them again.
All right, thevested.com for the Vested Group. Joel Patterson, appreciate the time and the insight. We'll be right back, and I'll have my top 3 takeaways for today next, right here on the Brian Mudd Show, News Radio 610 WIOD.